when we're talking on the palate is we have two elements that are very unique when we're talking spirits. So we're not just listing off different aromas and flavors. We're really looking at the structure of the spirit. So one, we're talking about sweetness, and that's the actual sugar in the glass. And one of the reasons why I picked my bourbon is because while bourbon has these wonderful aromas and flavors of caramel and vanilla and butterscotch, it's a dry spirit. So it's one where, when we're talking about sweetness, we're really truly looking at that amount of sugar going on to it in it. So it's still going to be a dry spirit. When people like to call bourbon a sweet spirit, really sweet spirits are your liqueurs, your Irish creams. Those are going to be that high level of sweetness going on. Otherwise, we're really talking with whiskeys, they're going to be a dry spirit. We're not talking flavor whiskeys, we're talking dark straight whiskeys here. So that's one thing to think about. The other element that I really like to talk about is the texture. How does it feel on the palate? And you really, especially when you start moving into even level 3, you basically write a story of how it feels on the palate in the beginning, middle, and end. But for level 2, we start with just how it feels overall. Is it rough? Is it smooth? Is it watery? Is it mouth-filling? And if you want to head to the next slide, Georgie, can show you even some more. Is it sharp? Is it mouth-filling? Is it smooth and silky? Is it watery or thin? So especially bourbon, you generally tend to find that it's going to be mouth-filling. You generally find it's going to be warming. It doesn't tend to be watery or thin. Bourbons be sharp or harsh or rough? Yes, they can, especially when we're talking our cask strength, and especially some of these very, very high proof spirits that are out there nowadays. You can actually even talk about bitterness a little bit, especially if it's something that's been aged for an extended period of time.